I think it's so good to have those brand new conversations and get to learn somebody. And in the process, you get to revisit where your life has been and what brought you to that moment and the importance of everyone in it. There's so much beauty in making a new friend. I think it allows you to reflect and really have gratitude over where your life has been.
Two voices in the kitchen light, laughing while the day unwinds, talking through the tangled lines. You and me, we're on your side, asking for a friend. We've all been there, it's fine. Corey and Rosanne, saying what's on your mind. A little heart, a little mess, and the truth in the end. You're never on your own, you're just asking for a friend. Asking for a friend.
Yeah, we have been. Tell me if I'm rolling.
Here's my sign. We're on. Hi.
Hey, Corey.
Hi, Rosanne. I think we previously spoke about self-care, right? Is my memory correct? And
Vaguely.
Yes, something like that. And part of self-care was making space for our friendship and other friendships. So I'm incredibly fortunate. I have very, very good friends. But what if I didn't? How do you make new friends? How do you navigate that in an already full life? I'm not going to say busy. I've been trying to not say busy anymore.
Good.
But
Good for you.
how do you make friends? Or
I think if we were to think about, like, if kind of the last episode was about stop abandoning yourself, the idea of self-care is the opposite of abandoning yourself. And now we're asking you to, and for all of us, the importance of not trying to go at it alone, right? And when we talk about friendships, it is that at the heart of it, it's that you are truly not going at this life alone. And it's something that's very separate than your partner. Because as women, we're never alone, right? There's always someone there that needs us.
yeah, my cat follows me to the bathroom. I'm never alone.
And those damn kids, they're always around calling me mom. Yeah. And I'm like, what?
Who do they think they are? They're potty trained, aren't
Totally.
they? They're self-sufficient.
Sometimes I'll come home and you guys don't know, at home I have twin 17-and-a-half-year-old boys. And I will
That will be an episode. Sorry,
those
boys.
are the two that are home. But I will often, at the end of a long day of therapy, a couple days a week, I do back-to-backs, and I'm like, I've changed my name. My name is not Mom.
I've got nothing left for you.
I don't know who this woman is that you are asking what's for dinner, all of those things. And it is in those moments that we need an anchor. And that I see as is what friendships are. There are anchors.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, right? An anchor
I
to
like that.
who we
because
really truly are.
Now my memory's getting sparked of how in our group of friends, there's always somebody that says, I feel like me again after we've been together.
Yeah.
So that anchor, I love that definition.
Thanks for the fill up, I think someone always says. And God bless you, Sue. Usually it's Susan.
It's
that's
usually
right.
Sue.
And we all echo, absolutely, like ditto. You really hit the mark because that's what it feels like. Yeah. And so if that is so very important, why are friendships usually the last on the totem pole of importance in our lives?
And they shouldn't be. Do we think that's the variable because you have to show up at work, you have to feed your family, you have to put the laundry,
Yeah, they
in the
tend to be
washing machine?
the first thing to let go because they're not. It's not that they're not important, but again, going back to that belief system, that do we really think they're that important? You need to know that they are that important, but unless we truly believe that they are that important, we're not going to put them as priorities.
No, and I think that's where we're all so fortunate is, and Sue and your sister Ange are really good about getting that, hey, we haven't been
Yes.
together. So, are they our leaders?
I think they are, because I often find myself,
You're the last to answer.
I'm totally the sloth.
You are such a sloth. And I'm the donkey. I've made plans. This is what we're going to do.
We've never said that out loud, but it's totally true.
So true.
I will oftentimes wait, and this is shame on me.
You wait to see what
Shame
everybody else is saying.
Yeah, what's everybody doing? What are they? Where do they want to go? What do they want to do? What are they wearing? Then I
Yeah.
will decide.
Then I'll decide if I'm going to RSVP.
I'm so sorry. I'm not going to do that anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, it's. I don't know. I don't even have an explanation.
I don't think you need to be sorry.
Yeah, I'm not going to. I'm just going to look at that piece. I'm not going to. There's no guilt or shame there, but I
No.
will absolutely look at that piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Right. Because we often think about too that they'll understand.
And we do.
Mm-hmm.
We do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I also know too that when people are struggling the most,
They get quiet.
they get quiet. They absolutely do. They don't want to be seen. Mhm.
Nobody's going to notice.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what's going on? Why are you so quiet?
We're not doing that this time because we
okay.
talked about how I was saying to Corey that I don't want this to be you've got all these issues and I've got all
But I
these,
do.
these answers.
And you do.
But I have to tell you that it definitely feels comfortable for me to do that because when the spotlight gets kind of put on me, I mean, I've been doing it. I do it in therapy all the time. I mean, people want to know about my life, and I share a little bit. I mean, there's some magic that is associated with a little bit of self-disclosure, but I am a master at turning it around. So I do apologize if you feel like you're the one.
No.
But
No, but I am going to call you out on something. When you're really quick to respond in a text is when you're afraid you're going to have to pick the place.
You're right. And what do I always say?
Your choice.
Your
You
choice.
choose.
I'm not good at this.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that is when you're super quick to respond. You're trying to beat me to it.
Yeah, I'm feeling sick inside even just thinking about that. That's like a whole nother, trusting of
But anyway,
ourselves.
asking for a friend. How do you get your friend to decide where to eat? Stay tuned. That will be an episode. So I do, but all of this is good stuff because if you have a group of friends, we all play different roles. Somebody's getting us together. Somebody's making the restaurant recommendation. And thank you. You're always so good at that. Someone is always the one that shows up just excited to spend time. They don't need the floor.
Yeah.
And then there's somebody who they're being quiet and we need the rest of the group to call that person out on, you're being awfully quiet. What's going on there?
Our friends really reflect who we are outside of our roles, outside of our responsibilities. I mean, we are blessed to have a good group of girls, and it's granted you've got other groups of friends that are not anything to do with the group that we are kind of a part of, and that have been 40 plus years in the making, right? We're very blessed to have that, but it's not necessary. I don't want you to be thinking like if you don't have that group of girlfriends that have been with you since high school, or even before that, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, and friends do come in and
They
out
do.
of our lives, and I think that's okay too.
Yeah.
So that as we learn who we are a little bit more, because that just comes with age and experience and
They
love
hold
and
your
loss.
identity.
Yes.
That's what they do. They hold your identity. They hold space for you, who you are, where you're able to take off your mom hat. You're able to take, I don't even think, I mean, sometimes we will, but we don't talk about our kids. We're not talking about
Not
our
a lot.
husbands. No.
Not a lot. Sorry, GP.
Sorry, honey. Sorry, boys.
Not always about you guys. But trust me, when we talk about you, it is good. It's usually pretty good.
In a loving, supportive
way.
non-judgmental.
It makes us better partners, though, because just like we talked about self-care and how we have to normalize that, having moments in relationships, we have to normalize that. So people come in and out of our lives, our partners. There's this ebb and flow of things that you're going through and your connection to each other. All of this works together with our identity and holding on to our self-care and the anchors that are there. All of it works together for me, not one component of that support system in my life is the identifying one. I'm gluttonous. I need all of it.
Yeah.
I need all of it.
Well, and you have done such a good job of leading a balanced life. Like that is you've learned how to do that, right? But like we talked about, I don't remember when, but when you're in a bad situation, when you're in a bad relationship, you might not even know that you are. It rattles around in your head, and if it's your only experience, there's that darn microphone again.
What?
You. Not conducive to the Sicilian.
Right. That's why I hold my card, so I don't knock things over.
But when we are confined to our own realities, we either continue to accept unacceptableness, and we normalize it, or we become agitated, and we will take that out on other people, right? And so if we don't have that outlet of reminding us who we truly are, we are going to become more resentful towards the people who need us the most, our partners, our kids. And so friendships are imperative in our lives.
I think it keeps me from being, let's call it irritable, that I feel like too much is being asked of me, my threshold for patience just gets lower and lower and lower. And then when we get together, or I'm together with other friends, or it's a work colleague, and we get to kind of shoot the shit before a meeting starts and have that connection, even if it's a quick moment. It just brings me back to, let's call it center.
Yeah.
And it allows my patience. Okay, I took that moment to shift, right? I'm going, and I barely have time for a potty break between meetings sometimes, and I'm rushed. And so there comes that irritability because I'm not staying true to myself, that what works for me is to take a moment between tasks, get that potty break, get that drink of water, maybe see a text from a friend and say hi, whatever that is, and then transition into the next thing. So it's so important, I think, to understand what your triggers are that make us irritable or make us feel lost from our anchor. We're detached from the anchor.
And it's not something that our partners need to or should be responsible for. Oftentimes when we don't have those healthy relationships with our friends, there's an over-reliance on our partners to be all.
Yes.
And to take care of us and to make sure that every one of our needs are met. And that's impossible. It puts too much pressure on our partners or on us if this is our partner who's doesn't have those friendships, those relationships that are so very important to them as well, which then creates the probability of not just the over-reliance on them, but we could become resentful for each other for not being able to be and to do all of those things that we need.
Do you think that when that happens and couples kind of create this codependency, if you will, and you rely on each other, does that muddy the water to know when things might not be healthy anymore? Because I think back to my previous marriage that wasn't healthy, and you talked about it's not this spark that you say, oh, this is not good anymore. And maybe it is in some cases. That wasn't it for me. But over time.
Yes, over time.
Because you start to rely on each other and maybe you're not putting an emphasis on those friendships, it's a little more difficult to identify what's healthy or not in your life.
Right. This is like a two-part conversation. Our relationships and how do bigger problems show up? It's never the end result. It's never the big thing that shows up as the problem. It's a buildup, like you said. So if in this situation, what we're talking about, if there is a feeling of disconnect, or he's not enough for me, or he's maybe choosing his friends over me, or he is not there when I need him. One little thing, not to say that that's a little thing, but that can then build and build and build and build and build until there is such this disconnect that bigger things, more damaging things to the relationship could and does show up. And I see that as a couples therapist a lot. I will have oftentimes, and this is a whole nother conversation. It's a good one, but people will come in and a couple will be right off of an infidelity of some sort. And I'm always like, okay, let's put that aside. That ain't the problem. I know it's the problem of the week, but let's go back. Where did that disconnect? Yeah. Where was that? He wasn't there for me. He doesn't understand me. And right. And so communication, but either further back of, well, where do you find connection? Where do you find understanding? And that's often in our girlfriends, in our friendships. They are the anchor. They are the ones, in our case, they remind us who we were before life happened.
Yes, when life was easy and carefree.
Yeah, simple.
When we were lighter.
Yeah. And we will oftentimes, that's when we're connected, we're laughing like we're teenagers.
Yes.
Silly stuff. And it's that we never lose that. We forget where we put it.
Yes.
But it's never lost. And so whether you have good lifelong friendships or they're friendships that you've chosen as adults, which are beautiful too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have so many new people in my life. Let's just say the last 10 years. I mean, I think it's so good to have those brand new conversations and get to learn somebody. And in the process, you get to revisit where your life has been and what brought you to that moment. and the importance of everyone in it. There's so much beauty in making a new friend. I think it allows you to reflect and really have gratitude over where your life has been and where you get to
Because we are
be.
changing beings. And so we will come together in relationships at certain moments of our lives. And so you may not know about work stuff that I am engaged in, but I've got colleagues that were right there, right? And so different friendships hold different space for us. They give us different things. They remind us who we are at different seasons of our lives. And so, again, like I said, if you're not someone who has those old friends, literally and figuratively, right? It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. It is allowing yourself to be seen by other people and to open yourself and be vulnerable and trust and lean into it, just like any other relationship. And they're so very important at all different times in our life.
So why is it so easy to let that go with your partner, the friendship piece? Is it because you walk through the door and it's just time to get things done and there's so much to do? It just seems too easy to lose the friendship. And I do think that's what happened to me in a previous marriage. We became all about our business and what needed to get done. The friendship piece had really gone away, and it made us very vulnerable because the connection was not there anymore. It was too much about business. Mm-hmm. And now my husband and I, we say all the time how fortunate we feel that we're each other's best friend. When there's news, whether it's good, bad, or ugly, that's the first person we want to tell and we want to talk about it with. But we have to make that happen. We have to keep that connection for us. We have to have, and for us, what works best is we have our own friends.
But in your marriage now, part of your culture, part of the culture, the mission statement of your relationship is the importance of connecting with others.
Yes. Oh, completely agree.
Right? Like
completely
friendships, those other relationships are not just important, they're encouraged. Because you guys both know for each other how important that is for yourselves, but also for your partner. And that is lovely because that doesn't always happen. The moment that we start to give away our needs because he needs me or she needs me more, the easier it is to do it again and again and again until there is a point where do you think you're going? What do you mean? What do you mean you're going out to dinner with your guy friends? What do you mean you're golfing all day? What about me? What about these kids? I don't ever, because you can see.
Yeah.
Right? Let alone, hey, I'm going on a girls' weekend. Oh, hell no. You ain't going anywhere. But if that was...
Oh, but I thought I told you about it. Could have sworn I told you I was going.
And that is not something that is accessible to everybody, right? Because it's not something that has been, those relationships have not been attended to. They haven't been made important. At the same time, making sure that this is so going to be a whole nother conversation, Corey, about how do you protect your relationship with your partner and not let anything penetrate that It's like this fine
It's
balance.
more difficult than it sounds.
It is.
Would you?
Much more intricate.
We've talked about this before, that some of your clients, your patients, are younger. They're coming out of a breakup, and they're really at this fork in the road of who they're going to be. And then you also have some that are a little bit older, and they've had a full life of a marriage, and they're at that same crossroad. Do you give the same advice to a young person as, say, somebody more mature like myself, that keeping that identity, how do you get it back if you've lost it? Is that the same no matter what stage of life you're in?
Yeah, and at a different level, I was just thinking of some of my late adolescent, they're still in high school, where, remember back then where you get a boyfriend and then
It's your whole world.
it's your whole world,
You
and
practice spelling their
and your
last
friends
name
get mad, right? Where are you? And then you get mad that they're not inviting
behind
you
the
places.
bleachers. That's where I was.
Oh shit! Where the fuck was I? Oh,
I don't know.
I'm sorry. And we were having this conversation.
We become kind of obsessed with it, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
right. And it's very, very easy. So, in those moments, I don't ever, like I've said before, I don't ever tell people what to do. But that one is so very important, because we are not. That's the moment that we start making friendships important, the most important thing. And it's not one or the other. That's why I said there's like this nuance that you have to, but you have to be able to balance it, and to be able to, you're not losing sight of that. You have to keep spinning that plate. It's so very important, even though this one is taking a lot of time and effort. You cannot let this one fall. Because this one, especially if you're a teenager, is going to fall.
Yes.
And when it does, you need your
girlfriends.
Guarantee. Yeah,
You need your
exactly.
girlfriends.
Right. And so when you said, too, having a conversation with a woman in her 50s, even if she's lost herself in her marriage for the past 30 years, which happens all the freaking time. All the time. It is always, okay, we need to get your foundation. What's going on? Self-care. Right? Are you eating? Are you sleeping? Little things like that. Are you moving your body? What about your friendships? And oftentimes that one has gone away.
And likely because the person going through a hard time got quiet. So I think the lesson, not that I need help with this, but get loud.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not your problem.
That's certainly not my problem. But I do think it's a good lesson. If you can feel yourself getting quiet, you need to get loud.
Yeah, that's
Isn't that a J-Lo
point.
song? Get loud. Maybe you need to put that song on and just remind yourself, get loud for a minute, get with your friends, define your self-care, and just make it happen.
Reach out.
Yeah.
Even if it's just a quick text in the beginning, and then eventually that brunch will come out of the group text, and boom.
Yeah.
There you are.
Yeah. Should we go get brunch?
Yes, we absolutely. We do have it on the
On the
calendar for next week.
Yes,
so.
fantastic. Thank you, Ange, once again.
Yeah.
Well, wonderful.
Yeah.
I appreciate
Such
this
a good
friendship.
conversation.
Thank you.
So needed. Such good stuff, Corey.
Thanks for being
always
my
good
anchor.
stuff. You too.
I'll see you next time.
Okay.
Bye, friend.
Got a question on your mind, little tangled, hard to find. Pull up a chair, let's unwind. We'll talk it out together. We're just asking for a friend. Corey and Rosanne again. Laugh it off, learn as we go, turning I don't know into ooh. Now I get it in the end. Yeah, we're asking for a friend. Big dreams every day miss, tiny wins, heavy stress. Pour it out, you'll feel less alone in all this weather. We're just asking for a friend.